Officer Mavis White Archibald with your safety tip for today. Talk with the family members about the fire escape plan and practice the plan twice per year.
This message was brought to you by ZIZ and the St. Kitts Nevis Fire Department. All right, welcome back to the show. 9:32 in the studio, 28 minutes moving up to the hour of 10 o'clock. It's now time for our weekly featured program, Fire Talk. And in the studio with me, as usual, I have Davron Clark, Mr. Davron Clark. He's here in the studio with me. And also, Fire Substation Officer Pablo Gums. It's been a while since I've seen him. I'm glad he's still around and looking good, my friend. Looking good. Life has been good to you. Welcome to the studio. Welcome to the new studio.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. Guys, we're counting down to Music Festival, and of course, the different agencies, they are coming here on different platforms in the Federation to make sure the public is aware of what's going on, and that's from the police to the traffic department, and of course, the fire department is no exception. So let us get into our conversation this morning as it relates to what our general public should be aware of as it relates to the safety aspects of the upcoming music festival and the role, of course, that you guys will be playing.
Yes, good morning again. My name is Fire Substation Officer Gums from the Bastille Fire Unit. Now, the fire service role and functions at the music festival. This is annually for the St. Kitts Nevis Fire Service. Our role really is to respond to all incidents involving fires, structural collapse, hazmat, and mass casualty events. Because, you know, there would be thousands of persons attending this music festival. So that's mainly just a little synopsis of what we actually do at the music festival.
Can we dive in a bit into the casualty aspect of it as it relates to the music festival? Is that relating to security, or in terms of if something happened, you're there to help people on the ground?
Okay, it's basically safety. Like, you know, they would put up the tents and stages and stuff like that. So in the event that there is a collapse, just, you know, as I said, there are thousands of persons there. So that in itself would relate to a mass casualty event because there are so much persons there. So we would be there in our numbers to help to, you know, assist, engage with persons to, you know, help to deviate from this mass casualty event, and that we could actually help them. And also we need to let the general public know that even though that the fire service presence are at the ground, all stations throughout St. Kitts would be on standby. So we would have enough persons to actually attend to a mass casualty event. So we will be assisted by, you know, Sandy Point, Tabernacle, and Bastille as well. So
for those who are concerned, saying just in case, God forbid, there's an incident outside of music festival, should they worry about you guys not being able to cover that? That's what you're saying. You will be able to cover that as well.
Yes, we will be able to cover that.
Okay, great. So that's one aspect of it. Are there any other aspects?
Yes, the evacuation. Same thing. If you do have any incident that happens, you know, as I said, there are thousands of persons that would be patrons that would be at the festival, and we would need to get everyone evacuated out of that venue, right? And there are things that are in place in terms of, in the event there is an emergency, they would have an alert that goes to the VAC, right? The VAC would then alert the fire. If it's a fire, they would alert the fire service. The fire service would be the lead agency that would deal with anything to do with fire, structural collapse, and stuff like that. One of the things that we did this year and last year too is to help they have private security. So what we did is we had some training with the private security to train them how to use a portable extinguisher, make it even easier. So because remember, it's a collaborative effort for everyone. We are working in that environment as one unit. So each one teach one, we help one another.
Right.
So we work together. So we teach them how to use a portable extinguisher. So in the event that they see a fire, they could actually use a portable extinguisher to, out the fire at that particular
Is the same thing expected of you in case of the security need help, that you can also act as a security agent as well?
We are not really as security agent, but if they need assistance from us, we would assist. We would assist as well.
All right. So you're working alongside different agencies, and you guys are playing multiple roles if necessary.
If necessary.
Okay. So which means you're working with security, you're working with
police,
the police, EMS. Red Cross will be there as well. Red Cross, NEMA. Wow, you guys are stretched, man. Wow.
That is why we have to make it a collaborative effort with everybody. Some persons think that fire prevention is just for firefighters. Fire prevention is everybody's business. It's everybody's. And another thing that we try to implement too for this year is to have the vendors as well, if they could bring a portable extinguisher to assist them. We actually would teach them as well. We would have officers patrolling areas, so they shouldn't be so scared, because there would be open fire, barbecues, people would walk with
things could
microwave and stuff like that. So we can't run away from the possibility of a fire happening at this festival, and God forbid we do not want that. We want to have a safe and free music festival.
Incident free as well. Mr. Clark, anything from you to share this morning?
Well, fire prevention, as Mr. Gum said, goes a long way. It's not all about putting out fires, but to prevent fires. So our officers will be very much alert to spot any hazards that are available. And you have to ensure that the gates are open.
Yes, pertaining to evacuation process, these gates would be manned throughout the activities. Right? So in the event that there is a need to evacuate persons, these gates would be open so that persons can go through and stuff like that. So I think we are ready. We are ready for this.
Yeah, I feel you. Mr. Clark?
So, also, as Mr. Gum mentioned, if an event of a fire is to break out at any location, based on what they're saying, that there will be security placed around, private security around the grounds.
Yes.
So even though we are at, let's say, the eastern section, we will be placed at strategic locations throughout the entire venue.
Right.
We'll be patrolling in groups, and sometimes some posts might be at standstill locations. And fire extinguishers will also be assigned strategically around. So if there is anything in the center, in the middle, wherever, officers will be available, plus the security, go pick up that extinguisher, the correct type of extinguisher, and to extinguish the different type of fires. And will also assist us. We have the police and the NEMA and the Red Cross will assist us in any area possible. Remember that we are also trained in basic first aid. So in an event that Red Cross need help, they don't have to ask if we are trained or certified. They'll just call upon us because we are trained and certified. So the fire, we're not just about putting out fires. Rescue, extinguishment.
I'm glad you touched that. I'm glad you touched that, because at the end of the day, that's just how most people see you guys. You know, they think that you're trained just to out fires.
Yes.
Right? I don't think, and I'll be honest, I was one of them. It's after this program, doing this program with you guys, I've grown to understand, the in-depth aspect of what goes on behind the scene and what is involved. So, and not to sound ignorant and not to shed a negative light on the whole topic, but I'm glad that you are highlighting this aspect to say to the people when they see you at the music festival, Don't go with them. What the fun boy doing here? You know what I mean?
We get that a lot.
Yeah, you know. So it's actually more than just fire, and I'm glad you highlighted that.
Yes. So that is why we keep mentioning fire prevention, and throughout the world and throughout the Caribbean, one of the things that help minimize the lot of fires and stuff is fire prevention. Actually teaching people what to do, how to do it, you know, in the event of fire. This is really, this goes a long way because it's no more where that we are, like, you know, back in the day, persons used to say that we waiting for fires. We are not waiting for fires anymore. Those are the days that are gone. We are going out and doing prevention, and prevention is key. Right? Some person may say, but y'all ain't get any fires. I don't like fires. One, fire destroys lives and property. Right? So if you spend your whole life building your property and then you actually lose it in a couple hours, I mean, that is very tragic to someone who has spent
disturbing
their life
too.
building their property and stuff like that. So going out and actually doing prevention is the key, because I think for this year, for Bass year, we have had just maybe 4 to 5 house fires, and these whole fires were not fires that were where persons who occupy these buildings. These were abandoned buildings. So that in itself tells us that we are not having fires that persons are living and then they are losing everything, you know. So it's just maybe somebody might just go into an abandoned building and maybe be smoking and stuff like that, and then, you know, cause a fire. So the prevention is really doing its work, and I have to commend those persons who came before me in terms of doing this fire prevention.
Started the groundwork.
It's really getting out there to persons now that fire is not just about sitting down and waiting anymore. Right? We're going out and actually doing our work, talking to people, talking to schools. This year, we had our year of activities where we went out to the schools. We are going to start again after school opens again in September to go to some of the private schools, because that in itself goes a long way, where that you're teaching the children and actually they are going back to their parents and you know, trying and educating them as well too, you know, because you can learn from the smallest child. Right? So that in itself, like I said, fire prevention, it's really working.
Mr. Clark, we're here this morning, yourself and Mr. Gums, to not just only enlighten, but make people aware of your role at Music Festival, right? However, though, what are some of the do's, or should I say the don'ts, people should consider, you know, while they're at Music Festival? I mean, I know you're there to protect and provide backup and safety and help, but things that people should keep in mind that can help you guys from making these things possible or happening.
Okay, yeah, sure. Music festival is an area where person go to party and have a good time. I think alcohol will be sold at the venue.
Yes, definitely.
So person will be consuming alcohol. That will be a great risk for the police. And it can also serve a great risk to us as well if we have to get involved in assisting them with medical attention. As I said earlier, we have to look at the hazards that exist. Smoke is a smoke-free venue?
No.
Not a smoke-free venue?
Area designated for smoking.
There's a venue that is designated for smoking, and another area that will not be designated for smoking.
Yes.
Right. So during that area there where it's designated for smoking, I guess we will have to go there and do some inspections to ensure that when a person shut their butt out, they won't catch anything that may cause a fire.
See, the reason why I asked that, I've heard throughout the week, especially since the promotion has started, you know, police and fire, and traffic they have all been here throughout the week counting down to Music Festival. And there's one concern that has been raised on numerous occasions, right? And again, you guys are not security, but I think maybe you can add some light to this concern. People who are smoking are not staying in the areas that are designated for smoking, right? That's a concern.
Okay,
Go ahead.
That would be addressed. From what I was told, that if you are smoking and you are not in the designated area, you would be told to do so, to go to that area.
Okay, that has been addressed. Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, great. You may continue, Mr. Clark.
Yes, so Mr. Gomes already touched on the smoking aspect. Revelers, I guess will be having some VIP stage and so on.
Yes.
So, once it's built at on a high level, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to be on a high level, and hopefully they're not intoxicated, and the fight might break out. So person might have person trampling on one another, and that might cause maybe a partial evacuation. So all of these are I think that our fire officer will be very much looking into. But basically, Mr. Gomes and the team would have already done a walkthrough at the venue.
Yes, we did.
to eliminate all these hazards and ask the pertinent questions to prevent any of these any signs or anything that might have a breakout of fire or anything else. So basically, the ground should be safe. Well, we will be there as well to ensure that we continue to be safe and everybody be safe as well.
Indeed. Just go ahead, sorry.
Yes. Pertaining to these areas that have, you have the VIP areas. What has been put in place is that certain persons, you have accreditations where that you would, so if you have like, say, 30 persons going to the VIP, it's just about 30 persons supposed to be there. Right? The security would be there as well. Right? They were trained. Right? So they would be there. So if I have like one, I think they're doing it by a number system now, where that if I have 1, 3, and 6, I only could go to that area. So if the VIP is 2, I cannot go to that area. So it should not be overcrowded. Right?
Okay. All right. That's good to know. We have just about 2 minutes before we wrap up the program. Anything else you want to share and bring to the table as it relates to the checks and balances and your role during Music Festival, Mr. Clark?
Well, yes, I guess we touched mostly on the venue itself, but you also have to remember that to tell a person do not drink and drive. Always have a designated driver who is sober, I guess, to and from the venue. We will have our officers. We'll be checking our tools and equipments, education tools, just in case we have Tabernacle on standby, Basia on standby, Standing Point. So we have the entire country on standby with our tools already. Our officers will be vigilant and alert. We also want to advise parents and seniors to don't leave your children at home unattended. And also remember to have the smoke detectors. Also remember to have the fire extinguishers. And we're asking persons to be our neighbors' keepers. In the event of anything, please get into action and assist while persons are at the venue. And also asking persons at the venue to be cognizant that they have family at home as well. So don't just focus on the fun time. Also have calling home to ensure that the family are safe. So we'll be doing our part. Other agencies will be doing their part. But Fire Rescue Services, we are ready, prepared, and alert to respond to any emergency during the music festival at the site and throughout the country. So as soon as we get a call, we will be ready to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Mr. Gomes, anything from you?
Yes. Just to add, pertaining to traffic, what we realized that's going to happen this year, remember, we do not have the Bastia High School grounds anymore. So we have to find alternative parking. And I think Port Zante is one of the areas that they would use.
They also have a shuttle service in place as well.
And I would like to encourage the general public that when you're coming, carpool, have a designated driver, carpool, come into town and go to the venue and enjoy yourself. But just come together instead of everybody coming, bringing the vehicle into town, having a cluster of vehicle, then you have, all sort of traffic jams and stuff like that. So it would be better to carpool. So I would just like to let the general public know that, it's better to carpool.
Thank you for sharing that. Gentlemen, thanks for being here this morning, and best of luck to you guys, and wishing you safety as well. I know you're going to be there to provide safety, but you need safety as well.
Of course.
Yeah. Who's going to guard the guard, right? That's what they say?
Guard.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of our programming. We have more for you coming up in just a bit. I'll be back right after these messages.
Brought to you by ZIZ and the Fire Department of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I am Woman Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald with your safety tip for today. Talk with the family members about a fire escape plan and practice the plan twice per year.
This message was brought to you by